Gemini, you are up for the March Tarot Energy Reading. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right, this is the general reading for March. The love readings and the money readings will eventually be up. Since we're still in February, all of the readings are up for February. General love and money. Whatever you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading energy and the tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Let's go ahead and get into it, Gemini. May I have the energy for Gemini for March? May I have the energy for Gemini for March? May I have the energy for Gemini for March? What is it that Gemini needs to hear? What is it that Gemini needs to hear? What is it that Gemini needs to hear? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I like that. All right. Let's see. This card has been I think Pisces. This card has come out 3 times now in 3 readings, and that's a good thing. Now, this is interesting. Wow, that is a double confirmation. What's at the bottom of the deck? Reunion. That came out for Aries too. Reunion did. Some of you might have Aries in your chart. All right. So let's get to the new home that you're getting. Because 2 cards came out. And for me, this is a double confirmation. First, new home came out, and then moving came out. So somebody is moving to a new home. Don't know who it is, Gemini. You know better than me. Let me know in the comments or hit me up on Twitter. But someone's moving to a new home. This is the double confirmation because this is 1 card, this is 2. So definitely someone is moving into a new home. The card that's come out for the 3rd time now is victory. So there is a victory. I feel your victory is going to come when you let something go. Let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. Like Elsa said. Now, 2 things here. Fitness came out, which also came out in another reading. I think it was Pisces reading. Fitness came out. Or it might have been Aries. Regardless, fitness came out. And also Sugar Daddy. Now, this new home that you're moving to, I'm going to cover some multiple timelines here. This new home that you're moving to, is it your home or is it a sugar daddy's home? You know better than me. Let me know in the comments. For some of you, for my men out there, you could be the sugar daddy that moved to the new home. You upgraded and you're like, okay, now I got to get a trophy wife or a trophy girlfriend or a trophy something. And you're like, all right, I'll be the sugar daddy. And there's nothing wrong with that. Who am I to judge? So, but I love that you have the victory card here. And with fitness, and I'm going to go to the sugar daddy thing. For some of you, for my male listeners, because I have male listeners, you know, too. Even though the majority of my listeners are female, I do have male listeners. With the sugar daddy, I feel for some of you, that is the fitness thing. Where you're like trying to get sexy and stuff. You're getting a little bit older. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm up in age too. It happens to the best of us. So yeah, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep it sexy. You're trying to keep it tight. For others of you, this fitness is just a standalone, whether you're male or female, where you're just trying to stay in shape. You want to get in shape. But honestly, I kind of feel like you're mostly in shape. I don't feel like you're out of shape. I feel like you just want to fine tune it a little bit, is what I'm getting. Let's see if we can get some more information on this. I mean, this is good news. Also, for some of you, you might be moving that reunion. Some of you might be moving back home. And by home, I mean where you originally grew up at. Someplace where like all of your family is at. This new home where you're moving to may be in that area. For example, let's say that you live in Florida, but most of your family is from Tennessee. I'm just making something up. Then that new home may be in Tennessee, where your family is at. And because of that, there's a reunion. Now, blocked is at the bottom of reunion. So for some of you, there may be people that you don't want to deal with, and there may be some people you do want to deal with. That is like that in all families. Some family members you get along with, some family members you don't get along with. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Can we clarify the cards on the table? Can we clarify the cards on the table? Can we clarify the cards on the table? What is it? Oh, look at the bottom of the deck. I just caught that. I'll show it to you in a second. What is it? Something's telling me to take it out the deck. So I set it to the side. That Gemini needs to hear. What is it that Gemini needs to hear? Something's telling me to take this card, both of these two. What is it that Gemini needs to hear? Okay, so card that was at the bottom of the deck and something told me to take it is the Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is a really, really good thing. I love that you're moving into the new home. The two cards I set to the side, 8 of Swords and 6 of Swords. The reason you're moving is because wherever you are at, or wherever you're at, because maybe you haven't moved yet, because obviously this is for March. Doesn't have to be during March. It can really be whenever it resonates. But one of the reasons for this move is because you felt trapped. And something said you felt like an outsider. Maybe you felt like an outsider at work, or maybe you felt like an outsider in the community, or whatever it is, but you felt like an outsider. Because the card that followed the 8 of Swords was the 6 of Swords. And as you see, the bag is packed. So this is someone moving. And swords deal with thoughts and communications. So there's something, I heard mentally exhausting. That's what I heard, mentally exhausting. Wherever you're at or were at, whenever you're listening to this, it was mentally exhausting for you. And you just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So you made the choice. Again, I feel like some of you are going back home to where this new home is at. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But the wheel is turning in your favor. So whatever this journey, whatever this process, whatever this move is something that is in your favor. Bottom of the deck, yeah, 9 of Pentacles. Something told me to check the bottom of the deck before I take any more cards. Bottom of the deck is 9 of Pentacles. So that is independence, that is stability. And that's Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I feel like it's just you. Maybe there was a thing where the people that you were interacting with, they just didn't get your personality. They just didn't get you. And now it's like, oh, okay, let me go here where I feel people will get me. Now that Cheers thing is in my head where everybody knows your name. So, yeah. Anything else for Gemini before we close up? I wasn't looking to take that many, but that's fine. We'll take it. Yeah, okay. So we have the Two of Pentacles, which can be juggling, making a decision. Also, it can be about balancing too. But I feel there was a decision that needed to be made because there was something that hurt you deeply. Now, if we go by the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords, so 8 plus 3 goes back to 1 with the Ace of Swords, which is about new information, a clear decision, getting past the illusions and everything else. And then you go to the Six of Swords plus the 1, which equals the Seven of Swords. That can be about strategy and deception. With the Three of Swords being here, I feel like there was something that was said or things that were said. Maybe an argument, maybe whatever. But it was something involving communication that hurt someone's feelings very much. It was sort of like, because I always tell people, you can apologize for the things you say, but you can never take back the things you say. Once something is said, it's said. No matter how many apologies you give, it doesn't take back what you said. And I feel like there may have been a situation where it's just like you can't get over it. Whatever was said, for some of you. For others of you, I just feel that being in your head a lot hurt you. Where the situation or situations that were surrounding you, it hurt you because it's like, okay, why do I have to deal with this? And over time, that built up. And it's like, really? So, yeah, I can see that energy too. But with the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups could be that sugar daddy, just saying. With the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups, which is King of Cups is Scorpio energy specifically, but Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Whatever this is, there's something that happened that gave you the ability to move. It may have had something to do with a father figure. For some of you, there may have been a situation, or there may be a situation where, let's say your parents have an extra property and they just rent it out to you. And they say, hey, do you want to go ahead and rent this property? Where they would have rented it for whatever, the value was. For you, it's less. Instead of it being $900 a month, it's like $500 a month to rent it. And that gave you the ability to come home. You now have your peace of mind. You have your own space. Nine of Pentacles. This isn't a thing where I see you staying with someone. Nine of Pentacles is single, independent, and free. So you get to go back home, be more in your element. You still get your freedom. You're not in your head anymore. And you're living your life. I think it's a pretty good deal. So, yeah. I'm going to title this Moving into a New Home Back Home. Or Moving Back Home to a New Home. Something like that. That's all I got. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. Podcast carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, Gemini, be blessed.